Well, Matt, I told you before that my youngest, Elliot, I think that she was sent here to challenge me on all sorts of levels. But she recently got in trouble at school, and they have to send a behavioral report home, and the teacher fills out what happened, and the student has to bring it home and get it signed. And the student also has an active part in this by saying what they're going to do better next time and what they shouldn't have done. She forged my initials on that, and I didn't see it until like a week later. So we had a big come to Jesus about you don't forge and you're in bigger trouble because of forgery instead of just telling me, because it really was a pretty innocent, I can't even remember what she said. It was something like she's got an extensive vocabulary, but she told him he was acting rude, or she was trying to get him to be inclusive, but she didn't say that she was trying to get him to be inclusive. She just got in trouble for calling him a name. Meanie, maybe. It was something very lame as far as name calling goes, but he told on her. And she didn't say, well, he wasn't including everyone. Anyways, that was the behavioral part. We're going through papers last night, and there was a slip of paper that the kids have to have their parents sign as they have worked on this particular piece of homework together. We do it every week. And last week I asked her, hey, do we have to read this? And she's like, oh, no, we're taking this week off. So lie number one. Lie number two came when I found the paper that she filled out for herself and signed my name, that we did the work together. So she didn't have to get caught. She could have thrown that piece of paper away.
Yeah, and that is the most disappointing part, right? That she's doing such a...
yeah.
She's just missing a step in the whole...
Yeah, you could have, got away with this, but you didn't. But I'm not... Matt, she's in 8th grade. She's in 8th grade. She's 8 years old. She's in 3rd grade. My goodness. She can nail my initial signature. And I even told her that I've started to not sign my initials. I've actually started to sign my name. But doesn't matter. She did my initials, and it looks just like my handwriting, which I don't have 3rd grade handwriting. Let me point that out. I'm not that sloppy that a 3rd grader can pull it off. She's kind of that good, and that's another thing that concerns me.
Oh, not Mick's proud.
No.
And you have not ratted her out to the teacher yet, right?
I have not.
To say, hey, I changed my signature, FYI, because she's too good at this?
I didn't, and I was going to ask you, what do you think? Should I narc on her? Hey, by the way, lots of things are getting signed by the 8-year-old. So I'm changing my signature. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I shouldn't. I should just handle it here at the house. But
yeah, that's probably right.
I don't know. And you can tell she feels really guilty when she gets busted. You can see on her face.
Yeah, especially for such stupid things to get scolded for. It's you really don't need to hide this one from me.
Stupid. But it kind of scares me of things that she could plagiarize in the future. Plagiarize, forge. What's the word I'm looking for? Forgery.
You're looking for the forge, right? 'Cause plagiarize means
copies.
Copied
right?
someone's work.
Right.
Right.
Forgery. Yeah.
Yes.
So do I just need to start researching good lawyers right now?
Well, why would you why would there be why would you need a good lawyer?
Ellie has been in trouble for forging your signatures on checks, and she's cashed thousands of dollars in your name. Just kidding. I don't have checks anymore. I don't know whether it's some things.
You don't have checks at all anymore?
No, it's a long story.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think that we have eliminated checks from our lives for forever. I just think we're at a checklist period right now in our life.
Okay, we'll have to return to that conversation. I don't want to derail us.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah. So I don't know if I'm a little proud of her for nailing my signature, but a little sis, you got caught. Come on, do better. I have to pay attention more to her. My husband just looked at me last night when he saw the paper. I'm like, you saw this first and you didn't notice that wasn't my handwriting? He's like, the signature looks just like yours. I'm like, but she filled it out. So all the rest of it is her handwriting, which usually the parent fills out. So it's the parent's handwriting on this form 100%.
oh, man. Yeah, and she could have just simply let the teacher see that it was signed and then throw it away.
Yep. but she handed me a stack of papers. This is also the child who gets awesome grades. Awesome grades. And she had a math test that was only, maybe it was a quiz, but it was only 20 points. And she missed 4. So it was like 79%. And we were like, whoa, 79. And she like stomped her foot. She's like, I am allowed to miss some questions, okay? I'm like, all right, we'll just back it off a little bit. Okay, understood. Maybe that was a little harsh. But the things that she missed on her math test were in the problem, like the word problems. And she just transposed numbers. So it's like, okay, you did the work right, but you wrote the numbers wrong. So you just gotta, slow down.
Word problems in math?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Matt, you do too. When the train is carrying 15 people and leaves at 5 p.m.
That's more of a story problem. I was imagining some kind of, I don't know, I give up.
Okay.
Like one of those games where you circle the word in the sea of letters. It's like some kind of math game that I'm not familiar with. Okay.
Story problem.
Wow, that's pretty early. 3rd grade for doing, the train left Oakland at this time. And
it wasn't a train, but I was just giving that as an example. It was Billy had 5 blocks and Susie had 7 times more than 5 blocks. And if Billy's mom bought him 7 green blocks, how many purple blocks are there? But they were double digits because she was flipping her numbers. So
I see. So it is a word problem of sorts. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
But so is this the same? So this latest disciplinary thing was about her, quote, being mean to another kid. Was it the same kid from before?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I have reached out to the teacher about that. And she said she's noticed it at recess, but not so much in the classroom. And I said,
tattletale.
I know. And I want to be like, if he's going to tattle on you, you tell the teacher it's because he's not letting everybody play. Yeah. You tell on him back.
She too shy once the teacher confronts her or something?
She doesn't want to be called a tattletale. I'm like, yeah, but now you're in trouble. So you got to say why you said what you said.
She doesn't want to be a tattletale on the tattleteller.
Correct. Which the first time it happened, Matt, I'm like, I'm not even mad about this disciplinary action. Like, I'm proud of you for what you did. You've got to tell the teacher why you called him a name, and then we'll move on. But because she didn't tell us and signed for us, and that's where she got in trouble. And let's be honest, like, we're not spankers. We're like, okay, now you're doing the dishwasher by yourself instead of with your sister, or now you have to pick up dog doo for us for 2 days.
Dog doo.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
I mean, it's not. We do take away screen time. We don't have a lot of screen time during the week, except for they're now getting lots of homework that requires screen time. So it's not. I don't know. I have a hard time with punishments because I was scolded and spanked when I was kids. That doesn't work these days for my kids.
Well, I was going to say, once you reach a certain age, it's like you really need to spank when there are other
7th grade
things that you can do, like withhold or whatever. Right.
I definitely was part of the. I felt guilty because my parents were disappointed. That was punishment enough.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I do dole out punishments that are not that strict. But all in all, they're pretty good kids. We're not having fights at school or bringing weapons or...
What a little tattletale that kid is. I'm getting angry at that other kid that's just on tattling.
I know. But I think that's pretty gutsy to tattle on somebody after you're the one who started it. He didn't know she was going to tattle back. That would have kept me from tattling. Well, I started it, so I should probably not tell on them for calling me a name.
Right, and you're positive, like you do have clarification that is what's happened, like that exact exchange as shared with you from Elliot?
From Elliot and from the teacher.
Okay, so, the teacher confirms that the complainant said
Elliot called him a meanie, yeah.
And Elliot agrees.
And so I'm saying, why'd you call him a meanie? She's like, well, we were playing and he wouldn't let so-and-so play because she's not very good, but we all have to let everybody play. So I called him a meanie. Like, all right. Then you tell the teacher.
Right. I was going to say, this teacher can't deduce that the kid's being called a meanie for some kind of reason?
Well, I don't know why more kids, especially the child who was being excluded, didn't come to the rescue. It's fine. It's recess politics in third grade, so it's fine.
Well, the kid coming to the rescue, was the kid aware of the tattling that was happening?
I don't know. I don't even know who I know it was a little girl, and Elliot said the only reason they didn't want her to play is because when they were playing the day before, she got out 3 times. I'm like, well, it's kickball. People are going to get out, okay?
Right.
We have to move on from yesterday's recess. She's like, I know. That's why I was mad they wouldn't let her play. I was like, okay. Maybe you need to not be in kickball.
So did you tell Ellie to call him a tattletale or not?
No, I told her to steal his lunch.
Right.
I said, just smash his lunch when you walk by.
Take his lunch, throw it on the ground, and stomp on it.
Yeah.
And really mush your foot around, smother it.
Yep. Say, Doyle rules. No.
Yeah, you didn't do anything cool like that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I told her to avoid playing with him. If they constantly are not getting along and disagreeing, I said, I know it stinks that if you really want to play kickball and he's playing kickball, find something else. So.
How many different activities are happening at any given recess?
Oh, there's several. It's a pretty big. They're on the blacktop, and they go back and forth between the blacktop and the playground with the play equipment. So, I mean, there's lots of activities that she could be doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, man, third grade.
I know, it's so hard, right?
Third grade politics, yeah.
I specifically, this is when the wheels fell off for me, was third grade, though. So this is why I really had a hard time last year when my oldest was in third grade, because I was very protective of, like, that's when the girls got mean, and that's when it wasn't good enough to go play with my friends who are boys. Because, yes, I could always go play with the boys, and it would be fine, but I wanted the girls to like me. And my parents just didn't. They're like, just go play with the boys. I'm like, no. I want the girls to like me. It's fine. I survived.
Were you an outlier in not being liked by the other girls?
Do you think it was my fault they didn't like me?
Well, I'm curious. I'm not saying I think it is. I was curious,
Yeah.
so if you were.
No, I just think I wasn't cool enough. Because I would rather play with the boys than walk around the playground and like just talk during recess. I'd rather be playing something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wasn't cool. It's fine. I've moved on. Obviously, I don't still talk about it decades later. So.
But then clearly you became cool at. Right. Clearly you became cool at some point, right?
Well, I'm still waiting for that day, but.
You're not cool now? I thought you were cool now.
I tricked you, didn't I?
Yeah, we're going to have to do something about this.
You're going to have to reevaluate your social circle.
Well,
but that's why I get nervous. Like, now that I've got daughters and I'm watching like the dynamics of how kids can be. And now that I'm a grown up, I'm like, hey, guess what? You don't need those people in your life. Let it go. Move on. It's fine. If people don't like you, people don't like you. And that's not always, I think, the best advice. But it's hard when you're at that age and you're trying to figure out like the whole social cues, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to protect them big time. I want to be at school all the time and be like, what'd you say? No.
Yeah, that one I would advise changing, but.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, the idea of even just wanting to be protective or whatever, if you can. I mean, once again, this is coming from someone who has no experience in this department. But,
and I just, my oldest has some challenges. So I wonder if the social things are because of her challenges, or do people not like her because of her challenges? Or is she harder to get to know? Or is she harder to like because of her challenges? These are the things that keep me up at night, Matt.
Well, there's worse things to keep you up at night. You might just consider sleeping.
I know, right? I'm going to give that a shot.
That doesn't matter. Something fills that space, I feel like. The nights where I end up having difficulties falling asleep if something's on my mind, I often stop myself and be like, why is this interfering with your ability to fall asleep? It's like, it just seems like there must be something. It's always got to be something there.
There's always something.
Your brain is searching for something to nitpick about to ruin your ability to fall asleep.
Matt, big news. We found out yesterday that we are doing the walkthrough in our house this week.
Oh, okay. What's that involve?
It's the electrical walkthrough. So it is to double check and tell the electrician. They give us the standard outlets, but if there's anything kind of funky we want, then we have to make our concerns known this week at this appointment. So, and pretty much true to Kate and Monty form, like nothing can just be standard. There's got to be a couple like, can we do this instead of that? So, and of course, Monty's out of town this week, so I'll be at that meeting by myself. I'll have my realtor with me, which she knows what Monty wants, so that's helpful. But at the same time, I'm going to be representing us on this major decision.
So you're supposed to do what? Like point at a wall and be like, there's supposed to be an electrical outlet there? Like that kind of stuff?
So Monty has been researching these garage door openers that don't mount on the ceiling in your garage. They mount on the side of your garage door, if I'm understanding correctly.
Okay.
Okay. And the way that the bridge between garage door 1 and 2 versus garage 3, as long as they don't finish that part of the garage, there's plenty of space for this outlet and this garage door opener. But I have to have that conversation with them at this meeting to be like, this is what we want, so don't finish the garage.
Don't finish the garage.
Don't finish the, well, that's another thing.
What's that even mean?
I mean, don't sheetrock it. Don't finish the beams.
Okay.
So that if it's exposed, he can get in and do what he needs to do. If it's finished, then he would have to like either suck it up or he would have to redo what they did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And he's hoping that if they don't finish the garage, then he can insulate it himself and then he can finish it.
And finish meaning like just this one particular set, like one piece of drywall or something.
Oh, no,
go
Matt. That would be fairly easy. We're in the process of asking them to not finish the garage. Just put in the electrical and leave everything exposed. And then Monty will insulate and sheetrock and paint. And yeah.
Why do you guys want a garage door opener that doesn't mount on the ceiling?
So that you can put storage there.
So you can store things above your vehicles. Okay.
Yeah. Which we have some really nice, I don't know if you call them apparatuses, storage units from our old house that we brought with us that are fantastic, and it goes right above your vehicles. And yeah.
It's a storage unit that hangs from the ceiling?
Well, it's not, by saying unit, I don't know how to describe it. It's something you mount to your ceiling so that you can store things in it, on it.
Okay.
That makes sense? The garage is definitely not my domain, Matt.
Like shelves that hang from the ceiling?
Yes. But it's kind of like enclosed so that they're also protected.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Again,
interesting.
It's not my gig, not my spot. It's all up to Monty, and this will make him happy. And
I know you have a lot of things in storage, but you're going from this 2-bedroom apartment into what looks to be a pretty large house, but you still don't have enough space. You need to have things hang from the ceiling in the garage? We
started in a 4-bedroom house. We went to a 2-bedroom apartment, and now we're going to a 1 finished floor. So the basement will not be finished, but I would prefer to not just throw everything in the basement. Gotcha. I would prefer to we're going to finish the basement, so there needs to be some sort of organization so that not everything can go into the basement while we're finishing the basement. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're going to put a bowling alley down there?
A bar. And Matt, get ready to be jealous. I'm getting a really nice recording studio.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. I say really nice because before when we were talking, it was not going to be very nice. It was just going to be like a makeshift recording studio. And the more I've gotten Monty to look into things and sending him some certain links, I'm like, okay, this is, you get the 4-car garage. I get this little closet with a window. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited. So will it happen immediately? Probably not, but...
It's going to be after the garage door openers, isn't it?
Yeah, got to have the garage doors. Yep.
Yeah, and you probably agree, right, that you don't want to actually be pulling up and down a garage door all by yourself?
I do agree with that, but did you know, maybe you know this, maybe this is common knowledge, did you know when you buy garage doors and when you buy the actual apparatus that opens it, the clicker does not come standard?
The remote clicker,
yes.
The one that you put in your car.
The one that travels in your vehicle so you get home and you go boop, boop, and it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one inside the garage, that one would still be there.
Yes.
That one comes in the set.
Sorry.
Okay. Huh. And then you got to buy
a clicker, the remote. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I did not know that. I'm like, why? When you buy a lock or a door with a lock, don't you get keys?
Oh, it kind of makes sense because you can get those garage door openers that have multiple buttons on them.
Okay.
And so you want to be able to just buy, like, if you have 3-door garage and each one has its own opener, you like to have one clicker that can open all 3. Maybe that's why.
I guess. Okay. Okay, Matt. All right.
Sorry.
I did see a Ferris Bueller's commercial where you remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off where
of course.
Cameron's dad had the car in that fancy garage.
Yes, right. Yeah.
I can't, what's the big garage door company? I don't know, but it's their commercial and they are advertising a smart garage so that you could open it on your phone, even if you're not at home, like trying to get packages in or something, or not letting your kids take your Jaguar out for a spin on a day off of school, that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, he is still, because I think we talked about that commercial before, maybe.
Did we? Okay.
And because he's in it, right? Cameron's in it.
Yeah, Cameron plays like the dad with the fancy car.
Right. Not only is he still doing things, because I realized after the fact, I was like, oh yeah, he's also in Succession, that HBO show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Because I loved him in Spin City, which I know that dates it. I'm sure he's done things since Spin City, but I loved him in Spin City with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, and Succession is really good. Highly recommended.
Is that the one with the guy with the really Paul Gandolfini?
No, it has Brian Cox in there. Oh, it has
that's it. Yeah.
The Culkin kid in there.
Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, Kieran Culkin's in it.
Paul Giamatti. That's who it is.
No,
Thank
Paul
you.
Giamatti. But lots of recognizable faces. And really good. It's quite good.
All right. I said
kind of
Gandolfini.
It's about the media-ish, it's about like a media family.
Okay.
Like a family that owns a media empire,
Gotcha.
And like the power struggles within the family over like the succession, like who would take over the company when the dad moves on.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
Succession.
Yes. And
nice.
I'm a sucker for shows about like media like that. Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to put it on my list.
A lot of people appreciate it that aren't even media dorks. But
Well, I like the Volkswagen commercials that
actor's in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you probably like the Succession TV show. Okay.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Sounds good.
All right, so you're going to go look at a bunch of outlets also, right?
We just wanted to know, like, what the standard number are, and because the plan that they gave us, it's so hard to read. The print is so small, you can't really see. So basically, we walked around the house, which was kind of exciting that we walked around the house with the model house on my phone so I could look at the pictures from the model house and then look at this blueprint and just write notes of if there was anything different. And I don't think there's anything different except for, do you know how many cable outlets they give you standard?
Oh.
9.
Sheesh. Okay.
That's a lot of cable outlets.
Are there 2 for like each room or something?
No, you put cable wherever you want. Mm-hmm. So we weren't going to put cable in the girls' room, but we thought, okay, maybe we should so that it's there. But we're going to have cable in the garage. We're going to have cable on the deck. We're going to have cable in the... I was like, Monty, do we need cable in the kitchen? Because the kitchen overlooks to the living room. And he was like, I don't know. You don't want like a little mini TV on the counter? I'm like, no, I don't think I do. So...
I'm glad to know that you're going to buy cable after we had that big discussion about, well, I only have cable because it's included in my rent.
It is.
Remember that?
But you know what? True story. We didn't have cable before we came to the apartment, but now I'm spoiled that I can turn on the TV and find the ball game that I want.
Yeah.
That is where that's primarily my cable watching are ball games, Sports Center to catch up on ball games, or the pregame before the ball games. So I did watch a lot of election coverage on cable, not just network. So
I'm sorry.
I know, but I'm thinking I've got more time until the next time I do that. I just really want the ball games. Yeah, I don't watch TV.
Yeah, I've just decided to become less of a sports fan as the streaming thing's taken off. You know, like, okay, I guess I just won't follow sports as much. I'll see clips on Twitter. It's kind of how like, seriously, that was kind of my trade-off. Like, I guess I just won't pay as much attention to sports. There's other things I can do.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
We did meet some neighbors. Did I tell you that we met some new neighbors?
Oh, okay. So I know that you've met Stacy and Kevin.
Kevin and Valerie.
Oh!
So close. If you pulled out Valerie, I was going to be like, really impressed.
Oh, man. I thought I had it. Okay, Kevin and Valerie.
Okay, so we're the corner. Then there's the hole next door.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anna and Chad. And then Kim and Jean. And they met the neighbors at the hole next door. But we haven't met them yet. But we're the only kids on the block. And we're the only dog on the block. Nobody's got animals. I don't understand it.
So Kim and Jean are owners of the hole? Is that what you're saying?
No. Kim and Jean are 3 houses away. Anna and Chad are 2 houses away. And then the hole next door, we haven't met them.
How old are Kim and Jean?
Retired, I want to say 50, late 50s, early 60s. And then Anna and Chad, I would say maybe late 40s. Kids are out of the house.
Yeah, it's very conflicted because Jean, I take to be like an older person's name.
Right.
And then Kim, more of a younger one. So that was tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Anna and Chad let us walk through their house, which I thought was really nice. At first, I was like, oh, that's really nice of you. And then she said, no, you really have to, because nobody did this for me when we were building this house. So you need to know these things. I was like, okay, sure. Which definitely felt really weird at one point when I'm like in their bathroom, kind of like eyeballing things and looking around like, is this weird? She's like, no, this is great. They'd only been in their house since July. So they were all shocked about how fast our house went from hole to house. So, yeah, they were a little bit like, did you pay extra for a rush? I was like, no, we didn't.
This is Chad, and what was it? What was the lady's
Anna.
name? Anna and Chad, okay.
Anna and Chad, and super nice.
I'm going to do my best to see if I can remember your neighbors' names.
I think that's really nice of you.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, when you come over. Hey, guys, I feel like I already know you. I'll be like, yeah, I've been talking about you to Matt for a long time.
Well, Anna and Chad. Well, Kevin and Valerie.
Yeah.
Well, Jean and Kim.
Yes, I knew you would pull that out. Well done.
Yeah, I'm really going to
Good job.
I am really going to try. I'm pretty good with names when I try, you know?
But that you could do it without seeing them. I'm even more impressed because I'm terrible.
That is tough.
Unless I can like put and even Kevin and Valerie, it took me a long time to be like, what was their name again? Yeah.
I'm really disappointed I didn't get Kevin and Valerie right off the bat this time, but that's okay.
It's okay. You'll get it because I'm sure I'll be
Kevin
like,
and
oh my
Stacey,
gosh.
what's wrong with me?
Valerie said the funniest thing the other night when we were playing cards. I don't know. I don't know if that's how our neighborhood is going to be. I just know that I've been in an apartment complex and I miss being in a neighborhood. I miss having like that, I don't know, community.
Yeah, so. I'm curious if this were the before times, if any of these people would have invited you over to like a dinner party by now.
Oh, right.
You know?
But, okay, we were shoes off people in Anna and Chad's house. But we were talking outside, so nobody had masks on. It's fine. And then when we go inside, like we're just in the door, shoes off. I was like, oh, my mask is in the car. And Anna was so sweet. She was like, listen, we are mask people, but let's just stay our distance and it'll work out. I was like, I can do that. So we stayed far apart. We didn't go in the same room together, and we were socially distanced indoors with strangers. Doesn't sound very good now that I say it out loud, but but I wish that I had met them months ago, because some of the things that they changed that we could have changed but didn't know. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, so what would Anna and Chad have changed?
That they did change. Remember how I complained about the back of my house and the fireplace?
Oh, right, because the fireplace, you can...
sticks out.
Right, yeah.
They did theirs off to the side, so there's no big fireplace on the back of their house. And essentially, their living room and dining room wall, it just looks like a wall of windows. It looks so cool. And ours is not going to be like that. It's too late. We've got the fireplace. We've got the... It looks like a big nose on the back of the house, Matt. Like
I know.
The two windows on other side of the fireplace, and then those are the eyes. Yeah.
And it's got buck teeth, if I recall correctly.
It has buck teeth, yep. And they moved their sliding door over in their basement, and yeah. But they had some really good pointers, and they had some good things that they did that it's not too late to do. So I'm racking up more dollars to the bill, but it'll be fine.
So you're going to invite Anna and Chad and Kevin and Valerie.
Yeah, you're so close.
Kevin and Valerie. And Jean and Kim. Are you guys going to invite them over for like a barbecue or something?
Oh, I'm sure.
Once you get settled?
I'm sure.
Because your house, it sounds like your house is probably going to be done right about springtime, right?
Well, they said when you do the electrical walk through, it's 3 to 4 months after that. So we did kind of math and just said, okay, even being a little generous on time, we're still looking at, what was it, March, April? As 3 to 4 months away. So
who do you think should be the first one to blink on a neighborhood get-together? Should it be you guys being new, or should it be, like Valerie and Kevin, or Jean and Kim, or Anna and Chad?
I am so impressed. It's like when you're going to a party and you take A is for apples, and then you keep going through the alphabet. You're so good. I would hope that the established would want to host, especially right away. Or we could say, hey, hope you don't mind boxes. You want to hang out in the garage? Because Monty's going to insulate that son of a gun.
Well, Anna and Chad have already let you into their alternate reality of your home.
True.
So maybe you should let them into the alternate reality that is your home.
I will say they've already been in our home. And before Anna and Chad lived in the home, we'd already been in their home. Mm-hmm.
What?
While they were, sounds weird, right? When they were finishing Anna and Chad's house, we were in the early stages of signing, and the realtor for the builder said, hey, we're working on this house. It's going to be very similar to yours. Go ahead and walk through it. So there was a couple of people working on, not flooring, but they were doing something in one of the bedrooms, maybe drywall. And
Gotcha.
So we went through and walked through their house, and we were talking about that yesterday. And they're like, well, that makes us feel better because we've been all through yours. I'm like, there you go.
But Anna and Chad might like to see what it's like when it's completely finished.
Oh, absolutely. But Anna and Chad's budget was far beyond our budget. So when they come into ours, they're going to be like, oh, this is what the standard option would have been. I'm like, yeah.
So who's more promising to be hangout people? Anna and Chad?
Well,
Kevin and Valerie, or I'm going to guess it's not going to be Jean and Kim since they're older.
Well, Jean and Kim and Anna and Chad were neighbors in another neighborhood. And they both built and moved within like 3 weeks of each other. So they're established good friends. And Kevin and Valerie, who are the furthest geographical house away from us, are probably the closest in our age. And they've got a middle schooler and a high schooler. They're the only other like kids on the block, I guess.
Gotcha.
If you want to even say kids. So, and I don't know anything about the people next to us except for they don't have kids at all. That's what we were told yesterday.
And those are the people that are just a whole right now or not?
That's the whole. Yep.
Okay.
People of the whole. So I think there's already some good camaraderie between existing neighbors because across the street is a middle school. So we don't have any houses across from us. So it's just down the street. And there are no houses behind us right now. There are lots for sale. So.
Oh, yeah. Have you salted any earth yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you can still see the golf course behind us. And I was afraid if they start building houses right away, we won't be able to see the golf course.
You want to be able to stare at the green?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay.
I feel like that's a better view than the middle school parking lot and track, but.
And instead, you might have to look at someone's ridiculously narrow and wide bathroom window, right?
Yes, exactly. If they have the same windows as we, I'm going to have to look at those stupid windows.
In every direction.
Yes. Man.
I still don't think that window's noticeable, but.
I appreciate that.
Probably because I'm drawn to the face.
Right.
With its buck teeth. That is the rest of your windows.
There it is. It's hard not to see.